Hello again, welcome back to Asgard, and welcome back to Enigmatica 2 Expert. So this past weekend, my horrible ISP was supposedly working on my internet connection, and after everything's said and done, I can't really tell they did anything. You know, the speeds aren't any better. So I'm kind of just biding my time at this point until, like, the new ISP comes out here next year, like mid next year, so... But anyways, since last episode, I did get quite a bit of work done. I'm going to go ahead and turn on night vision so it's a little bit easier to see as of right now. Eventually, this will have lighting on here. Just like over in the, in the Thaumcraft area, I placed out all the living wood and then I went back through with stuff. And we're going to do kind of the same thing, with this area over here. I've actually got to expand out. See the living wood right there? It needs some glimmering and some roots and some odd and end stuff. And then the same down in here. I need some, some variety to it. And then also this, I think I'm going to change this to those root blocks. I think they'll look better. Like the roots kind of coming down, touching the water, and, absorbing some of that water. So, but I have been working on just the general shape of this wall, this general cavern section, working through a bit of this. So you can see this is all hand placed. It's great fun. It's great fun indeed. It takes forever. But over there and then over here, you can see I've worked on this section. And there's some little spots that kind of go in, and maybe I'll put some stuff up in here. I don't know for sure yet, but and just kind of working on the cave section. It's not the most exciting thing to work on, and it's not the most fun thing to work on. It is a bit of a chore, but it's coming along. It's steadily coming along. So, and then this here, this kind of is going to come over, and then it's going to kind of shape up. And yeah, I've got to go through, like I said, and add variety. I'm just kind of working on adding all the skystone base, and then I can change things and add things and all that good stuff. So I did work on that quite a bit. And then in addition, let's head up to the A2 area. I did a very minute amount of work over here. I added the floor, and then I was like, wait, I need to be working on something else. So I switched over, and I started working up here slightly. We're going to be using this area a little bit today. Started adding in some of that stuff. So this floor is going to continue, the tech stuff up here, and so we're going to bring some stuff up in here and set it up, but I think that's the main things I was working on. Of course, like I said, my internet was kind of on and off all weekend, so I didn't get a whole lot of time, because it was dropping off and dropping out, and and then I started up since that was all happening, plus we did have some server issues that have been resolved over the weekend and the beginning of the week, and but since my internet issues, I can't play all day like I used to be able to, because it's just the internet drops out. I did take up Roguelike Adventures and Dungeons, the Rad Pack, which is, so far it's been pretty fun, It's kind of a deviation from the normal tech type pack. So, oh, and by the way, I do have, last episode we set up this stuff. I do have all this turned off right now just because we have so much of this stuff. That there wasn't a whole lot of reason to keep running it right now, so because I'm not really consuming any of it, at least very heavily. And then right there's the drawer controller. It's plugged up with a storage bus, and that's all fed into the system and all that good stuff. So if we open up this, you can see, for example, we have so much of so many things. Well, let's just look at nuclear craft. You can see there's lots of things here. So that's what we've got available at the moment. And then you can see andesite, diorite, granite right here. So, anyways, today what we're going to be working on, modular machines. It is time that we get into modular machines. Actually, if we pull up, you can see we've got 2049 modularium at our disposal. If we pop up, I wonder if this is actually stopped up. I haven't actually looked at it. Dragon Hearts, we have a full stack of Dragon Hearts on hand. We have our 32 stacks of modularium, and if we pop over to here, the modularium is backed up, Dragon Hearts are backed up. Oh my gosh, really? How much UU matter do we have? We have, it's full. It's full. Dragon Hearts take a full bucket was why I was wondering, or 2 buckets or something like that, but I was just kind of curious. if we had a lot of it or not. I wonder about the IC2 area. That's filled, and that's filled. Cool. Okay. And these look to be pretty much backed up on power as well. I will say that whenever the when these back up, you know, whenever the UU's backed up, and then I go to use any of it, it makes UU so fast. Like, instantaneous UU matter. It's great. So, I mean, honestly, I haven't expanded on that anymore just because I don't really think it's necessary, because we stay backed up on UU matter. And the only big thing coming up that we're going to be doing UU matter for before too long is chaos shards. These right here. Because these, of course, they're a pain because you have to go out and kill chaos dragons. Well, guess what? We can just kill one chaos dragon and then replicate. So we are going to be replicating those, and those are a couple buckets per chaos shard for these full ones. You can do the 4 different ones, but we're just going to make the full ones because why not? And they do take, I don't know, a couple buckets or whatever. So anyways, modular machines. That is what we're going to be working on. And the first thing we're going to focus today, we are going to do the Starlight Crafting Engine and the Advanced Metallurgic Fabricator. But probably not today. Today our focus will be the Advanced Thermionic Fabricator and the Advanced Carpenter, because that's going to complete our forestry stuff, because we're going to be able to automate all the forestry stuff and have that done with. So I'm going to start with the Carpenter, I think, which actually requires 2 Carpenters. We're going to need a 64K ME Fluid storage component, ME Fluid Assembler. Okay. That means we're going to have to do a little bit of automation for this. So let me go ahead and get us some more blank patterns. I guess we'll start with the fluid storage. Oh, okay, never mind. Already. I don't know when I did this, but I did it. So let's order ourselves a 64K storage, and then I've got 64K on the other. Huh, I wonder when I did that. I have no clue whatsoever. And then we're also going to need a fluid assembler. So we'll just go ahead and teach you how to make that. And we'll drop that into there. And let's order ourselves, let's see, our 64K is done. Didn't take very long at all. And we'll go ahead and order that. I mean, we've got plenty of Sardis and stuff now. I do want to, we're going to be upgrading, before too long, we're going to be upgrading the ore processing system a little bit more, but as you can tell, it's actually pretty fast at the moment. It's pretty decently fast. I am going to want one more carpenter. This. We're also going to need machine casings and an engineer's blueprint. Does it have to be specialized projectiles? No. It can be any blueprint. Okay, so let's go with like common projectiles or whatever. Well, let's go with this one. That one's cheap. So crafting components sounds good. We're also going to need machine casings. They're crafted just like this. I'm going to teach it how to make those because it is something that we're going to be using quite extensively as time goes on. So let's go ahead and get that. And let's order ourselves, let's order 50 machine casings to start with. We're probably going to need a lot more than that, but that'll be a good starting point. Okay, so there's 50 of those. And then our advanced carpenter. We should be able to, there we go. There's our blueprint for the advanced carpenter. While we're at it, let's go ahead and get the advanced thermionic fabricator as well. We're going to need another, it's a 256 and a fluid assembler. Awesome. Okay. Oh, that's a 256. Woo. We're going to need a little bit larger. We're going to need 3 of the 64Ks. So let's go ahead and order those. And then we're also going to need the fluid assembler. We'll go ahead and order that. And then we're also going to need another thermionic fabricator. We don't have everything for that. I'm going to need impregnated casing. Okay, well, I'll tell you what. Since we're going to need impregnated casing, we might as well go ahead and start and set up the advanced carpenter, because we're going to need it. So let's take a look here. We're going to look at the structure that we need. Now we can do this. I mean, there's a bunch of different things that you can use. I think the bottom is all just machine front. Yes. So what we're going to do, let's go ahead and get ourselves at modular machines. First thing I want to do is get a machine controller. This right here. We're going to need a screen from RF Tools. We're going to need some enhanced circuit boards. Okay, that takes the carpenter. Okay, let me get another carpenter here. because we are going to need this. There's just no way around it at this point. Okay, there's our carpenter. And let's see, we're going to need, it's bronze and redstone. And there we go. It's crafting our enhanced circuit boards. Wonderful. We're going to be automating these. I mean, that's the point of doing the advanced carpenter. That's why I haven't made them as of yet. But we're about to be automating those this episode. So let's go ahead and get our RF tools screen. And I should be able to just get... I'm not sure if I ever automated machine bases or not. There we go. There's our screen. And then we are going to need a controller as well. So we'll go ahead and order one of those. And then... I don't know why it keeps doing that. It keeps resetting my everything. Let's get our machine controller. This right here is what we need. 2 enhanced circuit boards. You're pretty much always going to need these controllers. Long term, I think we're only going to need like 4. So, let's see. That's crafting away at... There we go. There is that. Yay. Okay, so what we're going to do, let's pop up here. And the first machine that we're going to set up, the first modular machine, I believe this is kind of a T-shape. Yeah. Okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to start with this, that, and then this is all going to be solid down through here. And we'll just kind of build out the base of this. It's going to set on top of this little structure, and then it's going to be kind of glassed in. It's kind of what I'm thinking. And then we'll take our machine controller. We're going to put this right here. Okay, so you can see it says there's no blueprint. There's no structure. It's missing a structure at the moment. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take and we're going to say right here, sneak to freeze the current preview to be able to preview it in the world. I can't remember how to rotate this thing. Okay, well, whatever. I'm just going to leave it as is. Because I can't get it to rotate on this, and I can't remember how you do it, and I just don't feel like messing with it. Anyways, what we can do is click this button here. We can see a top-down of this. And I find this to be a lot more useful than trying to build it like this, you know, because you can't really see the middle of it. So then what we're going to do is we're going to raise layer, and you can see we need some gelid cryo-theum right through there. We're going to need a multi-tank from RF Tools Control, and then we need... That's a processor from RF Tools Control. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the multi-tank and the processor. And then I'm guessing this is nothing? Is it really nothing that goes there? It just flows through, I guess, maybe? Okay, well, let's get our multi-tank. And then we're also going to want the processor. So we're going to need some card bases. Okay, those aren't very expensive. We'll get 2 of those. And there's the processor. Okay, and then we'll just go set this thing down. So multi-tank right there. Processor right there. I am going to actually... I do so hate these so much. We'll just put it right there. Okay. So, let's see. We've got cryo-theum that's going to go right around there. I guess 7 source blocks. Is that right? Yeah, 7 gelid cryo-theum. So, nothing goes in this slot. It's just an empty slot. Okay, let's see what all goes on this section. We've got the machine controller. We've got a machine gearbox. Right here, this can be either glass or machine blocks. Machine casings would be easier, but if we did a hardened platinum glass or mana-infused glass, it would look a little bit better, so we're going to go with that. And then we need our item input, we need our energy input, we need our fluid input. Now, energy input is going to be kind of important because if we take a look here, certain things require different amounts of energy per tick. So there's 25,000, there's 50,000. 50,000 on these. Looks like most things, I'm trying to find what the maximum needed is. And it's looking like 50,000 per tick is the maximum energy needed. Yeah, okay. So what we need to do, and this I know becomes more important later on because I had so many questions about this earlier in the pack about My modular machine's not working. Do you know why? Well, it's probably because you're not feeding in enough power, because your energy hatch does denote how much energy it can accept. So you can say 50,000 per tick right there for a reinforced, but the standard is only 25,000. That's the normal. The reinforced, basically you take a normal and you upgrade it. It's very, very simple. So we're going to start with the normal. We're going to need to get ourselves a power buffer, and I think we can craft capacitors. Yes, we can, sort of. We have to get grains of infinity. Not a big deal. Okay, and I'm pretty sure we know how to make... I think I taught it how to make HV capacitor. No, I didn't. Okay, let me teach it, which that means I'm going to have to teach it all the capacitor ranks. Okay, let me see here. Give me just a second. I have to automate all of these really, really quick. And make sure that all these different things, electrum, blocks of redstone, all that stuff's automated. And then we're also going to have to teach it the new transmission coils, because I have not taught it how to make the redstone redstone transmission coil, which we can either make this through the atomic reconstructor or through the metallurgic infuser. That one takes HV wire, which is steel and aluminum. Honestly, I'm probably going to make it to the metallurgic infuser because we already have the rest of them set up that way. Silver and redstone. And I'm assuming that we're probably going to need 5 of these, as per usual. I think that's pretty much normal, right? I think it was 5. No, it's 2 compressed. Okay, 2 compressed redstone. Not bad. I'm glad I double checked that. So if you take silver and you take 2 compressed redstone, you run it through here. There you go. You get a redstone transmission coil. There we go. And then also I have to make sure that silver is added into the proper filters. So let me just double check that real quick. This is for the infusing. Okay, let me add silver to that. And then on this chest, okay, yeah, we're not extracting, we're filtering from there. And so then we just have to set up a really quick recipe basically for basic capacitors. Now I am going to have to make grains of infinity. We are going to automate this whenever we get into Ender IO. Right now I just need a little bit of this. I don't actually need much of it. And this is one of the more strange additions. I think some people like it. I find it to be just weird. It was one of the changes to Ender IO. It doesn't really make a whole lot of sense to me, but that's okay. Our infusion system is about to field up, which we may eventually change a lot of that stuff over to the infusing factory as well. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a flint and steel, and we're going to come down. Now this can take a little while. Whenever we automate it, it's honestly... I'm not going to automate it yet because we haven't started automating Ender IO. We haven't started really even moving into Ender IO, so I want to have that. I haven't decided, where I want it to go. If you want to automate this, it's really nothing more than just an item collector and, some kind of item user. You can even use a dispenser because, of course, dispenser will use a flint and steel as a tool if there's air blocks, so it can make fire. But what we're going to do is we're just going to make a bunch of fire on bedrock. Okay. And we're just going to float above it. It's about a 50% chance that we're going to get grains of infinity after this burns out. Yeah, see, there we go. We just got the collect the infinite. Grains of infinity. Yeah, see, we're just like getting lots of grains of infinity right now. If we just float above this fire... Okay, my flint still just broke. Now, these things, if I recall, they're not... Unless it's been changed, they're not fireproof. So they can still burn up, but they do take longer to burn, if I recall. So I can float here, and I can just get the grains of infinity... and have them floating into my inventory this way. So, but yeah, you can easily do it with just, feed flint and steel into item user or dispenser or something like that. Have a redstone clock attached or whatever, redstone pulse system, and then it'll make fire and pew, there you go. It's not very difficult. Cryo-theum should work with this, so, which is actually probably how we're going to do it, I think. Because cryo-theum will cause fires, and then whenever they burn out, they can... I think it should work with the bedrock. So that's probably how we're going to automate it. But just a heads up, that's one of the new Ender IO features. Strange to me. It doesn't make sense to me, but it is like a new thing. So, so anyways, now that we've got that, what we can do is just dump that. Oops, left click. And there you go. That's how you make a basic capacitor. Dun, dun, dun. And we'll just drop that into there. And then let's get our capacitors. Our first batch of capacitors. And by the way, let me look at the... Out of curiosity, we have 6,206 pulsating propolis, 2,481 honey drops. So we're pretty good on that stuff. But there is our basic capacitors. Okay, so now that we've got that, we can go back to our modular machines. We can craft the normal energy input hatch. This is what we want. We are going to need an energy laser relay. Actually, do I want to go ahead and just automate these? Or I think so. I think I just want to go ahead and automate that. So let's do that. Because we will probably, later on, we'll probably use them. And then in addition, we are going to have to upgrade this. It is going to take a number of these things. And I think they're used in some other recipes. We've got energy outputs. Which I don't think this pack actually makes use of the energy outputs, but maybe they aren't used too much. Well, we've got them automated anyway, so. Alright, so the, let's see, the power buffer, there's that. There is our normal, oh wait, let me order a batch of these real quick. We're missing impregnated sticks, okay. Alright, well let me get some seeds. We're going to be automating this soon, but... we just haven't yet. And I found myself needing it. Okay, we'll let this go ahead and start making seed oil, and we'll go ahead and make some. I'm going to need some impregnated sticks and some impregnated casings. So, we'll have these automated here soon. That's what we're going to be working on, so I promise. And I think impregnated sticks were... oh, that wood needs to go this way. There we go. Okay, so give me just a little bit. I'm going to get the impregnated casing and the impregnated sticks and let this stuff run for just a little bit. I'll be back here in just a second. Okay, I got our energy laser relays ordered. So there's our normal energy input hatch. And then if we want to upgrade that, I think it's just another relay, isn't it? Or do I have to upgrade it? The reinforced, yeah, just another energy relay. So there we go. So there's that, and that can accept up to 50,000 FE per tick. Great. So what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and just pop up here. This, let's see. I think it goes in the center, right? If I recall, use R on this. Yeah, energy is in the center. Then you have fluid input and item input. Okay, so we're going to put that right there. And then let's go get our fluid input and our item input. These aren't quite so important that we have like large amounts. I think the normal ones, normal fluid input, can hold 5,000 millibuckets, except gas. This will be fine. So we're going to need a fluid intake valve. And for this, we're also going to need a buffer as well. Let's see. I think I'm going to need some plating, just basic plating. Let's go ahead and order like 40 of that. And then we're also going to need a hopper. Let's go ahead and get... because I seem to always need them. Let's go ahead and just get 8. Okay, so the buffer, there's that. The fluid intake valve, this requires an iron frame, or a couple of those. We're also going to need to get ourselves some iron tubing, which takes basic coils and aluminum wire. So let's order ourselves 3 of these. I don't know if we're going to automate these just yet. I'm actually not for sure if we're going to need them automated, because I've done advanced generators in the past. I don't think we're going to do a ton with advanced generators in this series, because we're kind of going more for nuclear craft for our power generation. That's going to be our main focus. So I don't really think we're going to need advanced generators. They're really OP. You know, I used them with Mechanism a couple times, and they're way OP, to say the least. But I think we're going to deviate from that a little bit. Fluid intake valve, and then we'll just get our normal fluid input hatch. And then we're also going to want an item input. This right here, I think normal should be fine. It's 6 slots. That's plenty. We're going to need to get ourselves an item buffer and an item import port. So we're going to need to get ourselves a couple more of these iron frames. We're going to need some iron rods. Okay, now we should be all set to get that. There we go. And then we need the item input. There we go. Okay, so now that we've got that stuff, we'll go ahead and plug this stuff up. This is where our items on fluid's going to go. So basically, you're going to have all your inputs right there. Just right along this back side here. Item goes on the right, fluid goes on the left. Sounds good. Fluid, item. There we go. And then we're going to need to get ourselves an output, I'm sure. So I think that's what goes right. Machine gearbox, and then we need an item output. And then the rest of this is actually all pretty easy. We're going to need 3 machine vents, machine gearbox, and item output. Okay. So let's start with the item output. This right here, we're going to need another item buffer. There we go. And then we're going to need an item output port. Let's get 2 more of those. And then item output port. There we go. And then we can get our normal item output. Then we're going to need the machine gearbox. This requires vibrant bimetal gear and iridium rod. Iridium rod, we can just do it like this. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up a quick recipe here. And we're going to say that if you take an iridium ore, which we're keeping stocked via replication, and you send this over to there, it's going to go through and it's going to make 2 rods. Okay, as simple as that. And then the vibrant bimetal gear, we can make this vibrant alloy, gear working die, vibrant alloy with the gear mold. We've already taught it how to make the vibrant alloy, so let's go ahead and just grab that. If you take 4 of these and you send them over, it'll be this one that's kind of backed up a little bit. You send it right over to here. That's going to run through. There we go. The mystically mechanical advancement. And there you go. That's how you make that. And I'm going to go ahead and drop these into this. And then back to the machine gearbox. There we go. There's that. And then all we need is the 3 machine vents, and then most of the modular machinery stuff will be done. These do require overclocked heat vents, a pipe seal, a turbine vent from mechanism generators. That's just turbine casings, which are casings. Okay, that's a little bit of a rabbit hole, but nothing that's really all that bad. But let's actually go ahead and drop off these items real quick. Then we have to get the jelly cryo-theum. That's not a big issue or anything. Item output goes right here. Machine gearbox goes right there. And of course, item output's going to output items. The machine gearbox, we're not going to have to plug anything into that. So, and then I think the rest of this is all just windowed glass, right? Is what we're going to use. Yeah. That's all just windowed glass. Great. And then we're going to need some more of these machine casings. That's fine. I need to pick out a different chest piece to wear, because this one is kind of getting annoying. Because it wants to, like, it's hard to do, like, the shift and hold thing, and, you know, kind of gets annoying a little bit. Let's go ahead and order, like, another 50 of these. It's more than what we're going to need, but I'm also going to have to set up a little bit of this stuff between episodes for the other multi-block. The next episode, we can get all this stuff set up. Okay, so the machine vent. The overclocked heat vents. I don't know if I automated those. I automated regular heat vents. I have not automated the overclocked heat vents, which are reactor heat vents, which are regular heat vents, copper plates, and gold plates. Okay, so let me go ahead and just order one of these. Let me get, there's how you make that. And let me go ahead and order a good 40 copper plates real quick. And we'll grab one of these reactor heat vents, and then if you take those, you can get the overclocked heat vents. And then we also need, the machine casings aren't a problem. The pipe seal is just clay and iron rods. So we'll go ahead and grab that. I don't even know if I really need to, even automate that. I don't think so. Let me just get, there's 6 pipe seals. That's probably all we're going to need. At least for now, I don't have anything that's like, that's really stand out where I really need it automated, I don't think. Okay, so the turbine casing, we're going to need regular casings, which are Nori crystal blocks, iron casings. Let's teach it how to make Nori crystal blocks. So there we go. And I'm going to make one of those. And then the, let's see, the turbine vents, these right here. Fission reactor casings, we've already taught how to make that. We'll go ahead and teach it how to make that. We'll teach it how to make the steel casing we've got. The fission, I'm pretty sure we have fission reactor casings already automated. Yes, we do. Okay, so let me dump this stuff into there, and we should just be able to just order some of this stuff now. I'm going to need to make more. Between episodes, I'm going to have to make more of these. I'm going to have to make more auto-crafting stuff because I'm running out of slots here. Actually, let's go ahead and just full automate this, so that way it does the overclocked heat vents, the pipe seal, and all that stuff. So I will teach you how to make pipe seal, just for completion's sake. And then the turbine vents, there's how you make those. And then lastly, we've got the machine vents themselves. And there we go. That's how you make 2 machine vents. And I'm going to go ahead and order 3 of these, because that's what we need to finish out our multi-block. So that's going to craft for a minute. And let's see, in addition, we are also, I mean, that's going to cover most of the stuff that we need. We're also going to need the 7 jellied cryo-theum, and then we're going to need 8 crafting co-processing units, so we should go ahead and order those. Okay, so those are ordered, and then cryo is a little bit of an issue. If you recall, we ran into this like last episode or something, where we didn't really have very much cryo-theum dust. And we don't really have much in the way of blizz. We've got 6 blizz powder. Altogether, we're going to need a whopping 28 cryo-theum dust to make, because it's only 250 millibuckets per. So what we're going to do is, we are eventually going to just have these set up, probably in a mob spawner system, making blizzes. But for right now, we're going to make blizz powder, which is just through the fluid transposer using liquid XP, essence of knowledge, or essence, any kind of liquid XP basically, to snowballs, and it makes blizz powder. Okay, so let's get ourselves like, I don't know, a few stacks of those. Let's also get ourselves a drain, just one of these XP drains for right now. This is going to be a very temporary-ish system. Let me grab our fluid transposer. And we'll set this up like right here. We're going to say that on the top side you're going to accept liquids. Okay. And then what we can do is we can just put our XP drain directly on there. Drop our snowballs in. And we can just stand on this. Okay. And what's going to happen is it's going to drain our XP, and it's going to start making blizz powder. And then aside from that, cryo-theum isn't anything more than just snowballs and redstone. It's very, very simple to craft. So, alright, and then we're going to have to put it through the melter. We'll do that here in just a second. This can go away. And we've got our impregnated casings. We'll go ahead and dump those into there. And while that's crafting up, actually we've probably got enough here. There's 20. That's going to be, what, 40 cryo, or no, 20 cryo-theum. Yeah, we don't have enough quite yet, but let's take a look at that other blueprint. Can we make that now? The advanced thermionic fabricator, I think we've probably got most everything that's needed for it. We're missing the 256. I ordered the 64s, but I didn't finish it out. Yeah, and then we just need the thermionic fabricator. There's that. There's that. And there we go. The Advanced Thermionic Fabricator. Okay, so we got our blueprint for it. And then let's go see about that Blizz powder. There we go. That should be plenty of it now. I'm going to leave that running, though, because we will need some more of that. But it'll be a whole lot easier whenever we actually go to automate all the... We're going to just automate all the different, you know, Blizzes, Blazes, Basalts, and the other one, like all at the same time. Okay, so the cryo-theum, this stuff right here. And I'm going to go ahead and make a recipe for this. So that... Because I don't think... Yeah, I haven't done that yet. That way that's out of the way at least. Yeah, see, I'm almost out of molecular assemblers. Ooh. Just so many things automated. Okay, so the cryo-theum, let's go ahead and get... what did I say? 28 that we're going to need. So we'll take that. We'll go dump this into our melter. Let me actually move this melter before we do that. We'll just dump that into there, and does this work in the melter? Yes, it does. Okay, great. And then let's get our buckets, and we'll go ahead and just start bucketing this stuff up. Okay, there's our first 5 buckets of it. Oh, and then I need the hardened glass. I should probably do that before I start dumping in buckets of cryo-theum. The hardened glass, we need to get like hardened platinum glass, which takes pulverized platinum, pulverized obsidian, some kind of hardened glass. Actually, we can use fused quartz. Okay. Let me get... I'm going to need... was it 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of these? I think it is. Actually, let me go see. Because I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to have... this one back here is just going to be a machine casing. And this right here is going to be a machine casing. And then we'll have... machine casing there, machine casing there. So I think we'll just have like 2 hardened pieces of glass here. I think that would make more sense because we're not going to be able to view this, you know, full 360. It'll basically just be those 2 front ones acting as windows. So I think right there should be good. And there's our 2 hardened platinum glass. Okay. So we'll just pop back up here, drop that in, and then we can drop in our jelly cryo-theum, which goes... Oh, what is it? It's like everywhere except for somewhere. Okay, everywhere except for next to the machine gearbox. I'm not really sure why that is, but... And... There we go. There's all of our jellied cryo-theum. And then it's pretty much just filling the rest of this in. So we do... oh yeah, I have to go grab the crafting co-processing units. That's fine. I'll go get those here in just a moment. Like right now. And then we've also got our machine vents. I've got to grab those. I ordered those and they should be done. They are. So there's 3 of those. And then the co-processing. 8 of those. So machine vent goes right there. We've got crafting co-processing units. See, this is how proper modular multi-block should be set up, in my opinion. SevTech did an awful job about them because they were literally just boxes. And then on top of this, we're going to place this. I mean, these are a little bit more involved to craft. And whenever we get into the Starlight, that's actually a really cool one. And it's an example of really, really well done modular machines, in my opinion. The Starlight crafting engine, look at this. It's basically an altered crafting table, like astral crafting table. And, you know, it mainly makes use of the astral stuff, you know. You can see it's a little bit different than the normal design, and it's pretty neat. I do like the way that it's set up quite a bit. Okay, so there we go. That's the form multi-block, and then what we can do is we can open this up, toss in our advanced carpenter, and you can see blueprint found, advanced carpenter, structure found, advanced carpenter, status, no matching recipe found. That means there's no matching items, fluids, that kind of stuff in there at the moment. Okay, so now that we have that built, I do have to plug up item input, fluid input, energy, and item output. We'll get into that next episode. We're basically getting these multi-blocks set up this episode, and the next episode we will actually begin, you know, properly utilizing them. Then there's the advanced thermionic fabricator. This is, I think for the most part, it's all pretty much you know, standard stuff. If we take a look, it does it take some blocks of steel, not a problem for us. Fluid input, item output, and then you can see we've got energy input that goes right there. The top section there, if you notice, is hollowed out, so your energy comes in through the top, which is kind of cool. And then we just have crafting co-processing and 64K crafting storage, more blocks of steel, and then at the top, machine vents, 4 of those. So I will be setting this one up off camera. Blazing cryo-theum, we need 9 of these. It's the same way, except we use cryo-theum, which is actually easier to craft. We've been crafting cryo-theum since the dawn of forever ago. So over here, we do need to set up, basically, this will be the layout of it. It's pretty much identical to the other one, except it has blocks of steel that go in these corners. And then the next floor is, it does have windows that you can do. Once again, I'm only going to do windows on the front because it kind of makes more sense that way. Okay, and if I recall, this has to be immersive engineering steel, so we're just going to chisel it. Get our immersive engineering steel, and then we'll just pop back over here, drop that in. There we go. Okay, and then we have basically this, and then, you know, 3 there. Actually, there'll be a window here, and then we'll have 2. If I recall, that's how that's laid out. Yes. Okay. So, anyways, I'm going to build this between episodes, because we pretty much covered how to build all this stuff and put it together. I mean, this multi-block is done. Whenever it says blueprint, whenever it says structure found, it tells you what you're making. You know, we're making the advanced carpenter. That means the multi-block is put together properly and it's ready to go. Okay, so that one's good to go. So anyways, I'll work on the next one between episodes, and then next episode we'll actually start plugging this stuff up, automating it, and then we'll move away from modular machines. This other slot here, you'll notice it's only 4 deep. This is actually for the metallurgic infuser or whatever. So if you take a look at this one, it's a little bit more shallow. When you put it together, it's only 4 deep. One thing I do want to look at, the advanced thermionic fabricator, per tick, see there's 100,000 FE per tick. So I think that's as high as it goes, and this one is 100,000. That's something you want to look at when you first look at setting these things up. Okay, so we're going to need to go with something that has 100,000, which will be the big energy input hatch, which is just it's an advanced energy laser relay, which is just an upgraded energy laser relay. So nothing too difficult. I think we've probably got the empowered Restone, or the empowered Inori. If not, it's actually one of the easier ones to craft. So fluorite, osmium. But we'll see. We are going to be getting a pressurizer set up here soon for pressurizing that nuclear craft stuff. But anyways, if you guys have any questions about the stuff that we covered this episode, be sure and let me know down in the comments, and I'll do my best to get those answered for you. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. If you did, as always, be sure and hit that like button, and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already, to stay updated with when new videos come out, and I hope to see you guys next time. So until then, as always, do take care, stay safe. I'll see you guys then.